What's up? Back with another community analysis. I'm in bed, so sorry for the angle. Let's watch this. Okay, honestly think here, like, I've said this before a lot, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, but like, why the shot to the middle? I would rather have just played a straight shot. You could have played it spinning, you got to it quite early. If not, you could have played it like high and made it really tight. Like, he's all the way back in his back corner, so you could have just made him run. Or if you're gonna cross, you might as well go the full distance. Like, I know pros sometimes will play mid, or shots to the main. It's because they want to cover the angles of the lifts. But like at this level, like I think it's not necessary. I think you should just apply movement pressure, and that'll just get you all the way up to like B. But yeah, I would have just played a straight, or I would have baited the straight and like pushed him back. But yeah, no need to like make the unnecessary risk for like that much of return, if that makes sense. Not bad. So here, your stance is quite high. Like, typically, if you're gonna high serve, if you look at like women single players, like when they do the high serve, first of all, it'll be a lot higher, like trying to touch the ceiling, but also there'll be like a much wider, much defensive stance because they want to cover the smash, right? But even if you know that they're not gonna smash, you still want to be in a wider stance because you still need to want to be able to like push off into the various corners. Like here, like this drop takes you quite off guard. But I think like if you had a better like receiving stance, if you will, I think you could have gotten to it like a lot more unbalanced and been able to play a tighter net shot. And also, I think if like, and for future reference, like if you're caught off guard by a drop, it's usually better to just lift it back and try again, if you will, instead of trying to attempt to play a loose neck shot, because typically like that will happen, right? And at higher levels, it won't be like a flat drive; it'll just be a straight kill, which are even harder to return if possible. So here, you definitely had enough time to kill it. I don't know why you waited for the shuttle to come down. Yeah, I think if you were a bit more explosive and you had read the situation a bit better, you could have gotten to it. But like, that's hypothetical. So let's see what you've done here. I still think you could have taken it a bit higher, closer to net height, which would have given you the options to play something flat. Would have given you an easier time to play the net shots. But here, I think this is a good option. The only thing is, I wouldn't have stepped back like this, because at that point, it's likely he's not going to be able to play a quality lift. And yeah, you still want to make sure that you can kill it in case you play a net. Wait, I just noticed something. So your feet, like you're just, it looks like you're jumping indiscriminately because you just like jumped there. Like it looked like you were just hopping and just waiting for him to play it. It kind of, not kind of, you should rather instead like look at the opponent, read his body language, and look at when he's going to strike the shuttle, and then jump then, right? One, that'll leave you saving energy. Two, it'll prevent you from being stranded, because if you're just jumping up and down like that, he might play the shot and you're still in the air, so you'll be like later than if you had waited, right? And three, I don't know if I had said saved energy already, but you'll save energy. Good, good. I think you could have taken the extra step to get behind that. Like, it's really hard to play a quality slice when you're taking the shot that far behind you, or that far, like when your arm is behind the shuttle, if that makes sense. I think it was an okay shot choice in this scenario, though. So what needs to happen here? So like again, this is like prime example of why you need to take like a more neutral stance. For some reason, you like split step this way, which would is incorrect because it looks like you're expecting a lift to this corner, which was not a shot that. Wait, let me rephrase. So typically when you prep footwork, you're preparing for shots that require the least amount of time, right? So typically that's the smash, which is why I said earlier you should be prepping your feet like more neutral in a more standard defensive position. But when you have your footwork like this, it looks like you're prepping to push off into this like back corner, which would be like a cross clear, which is like literally the shot where you have the most amount of time to prep for or to receive. So like this doesn't make sense. And also like because you've prepped this way, um, the smashes come this way, and so like you've got to like first undo your feet and then like be able to defend it, which is why like this like honestly not that good of a smash has thrown you like so off guard. Alright, so here you play this one. You honestly don't need to jump again. Like you can just walk up, relax, and just hit it hard. Like it doesn't even have to be perfect. This is U17. You're already like at the service line, so you can just think of it just like as killing in doubles. You don't have to jump. You don't have to like hit it hard. Like you don't have to tense up. Like that's like a thing I've noticed personally too. Like when we have these easy shots, we tend to like want to like really hammer it down when we don't really need to, and that ends up like messing us up. There you go. See, a lot better. So again here, you have a really good opportunity, and you played like a tight spinning net shot, and like he's taking it super low. You don't need to back up. Like have confidence in the shot selection, have confidence in your nets, and just stay up there. So again, stance. Again, you for some habit are still doing this. I know this is like me talking to you post, but like you really need to fix this habit because like if like someone notices it, they're just gonna smash you a lot, and it's gonna make your life difficult. Off the body smash defense is just something you're gonna have to practice and get there. I think your smash timing is also like not correct. It kind of looks like and sounds like you're like throwing your body forward like this, and then you're just like like there's not a connection between like you throwing your body forward and the forearm pronation. That's what it looks like. It kind of looks like most of the power is generated from you throwing your body forward, and then you're just kind of pronating because you've been taught that way. I don't know if like maybe you just need practice, or maybe it's your string, or I don't know, but it just doesn't sound like. It sounds like it could be better. So, so usually this is a double stings, right? Like if you're gonna play a drive battle like this, you need to have your racket up, right? So like if you play a drive, like have confidence to play the drive, keep your racket up. This second drive seemed a little soft. I think you could have played it like a lot harder or just like a lot crisper. There is no oomph. But you did a good job of just continually applying pressure and then finally getting the win. So again, what you really went wrong is this shot. Like again, you need to like loosen up and really focus more about angle than power. Like a few rallies ago, you won that drive battle just using ankle, right? And like, I think like here, if this had angle, you probably could have finished the rally at like one more shot. But because it was rather flat, you let him in. And then here, you should have just either you should have rushed up and killed it because like, if you look at the trajectory of the shot, right? First of all, it's like super loose, and you know that the shot is like high. It's gonna loop like this. Like you know this ahead of time, right? Like this is a very easy shot to read. So if you had ran up and killed it, I think this was like so. And you're also very close. Like you definitely could have killed it at this level, and like at this situation. So I'm not sure why you rather like waited and played this shot. And two, like again, you decide to play the shot to the middle, which like really lets him back into the rally. Like I think the mentality here is like I think you know that he knows that the most likely and obvious shot is a straight, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna like confuse him or I'm gonna try and surprise him by playing something that's not a straight shot. But like it's not effective because like one, when you play it to the middle, you're letting him just run a straight line. Like you're shortening the distance that he has to cover, right? Two, you're this shot is quite loose as well. So any benefits that playing something cross might give you are kind of negated by the lack of quality of the shot. And three, you don't really like cover. So like what I mean by that is like you play the shot, and when you play across, you open up the court, right? Because you've played the shot away from you, so now there's all this open space. You play the shot, but you don't follow it. So if he plays a straight, which he kind of does, I think he was aiming for it. It makes you scramble, and now the situation is kind of reversed, right? He's no longer under pressure, and now you're the one scrambling to. Oh, he actually finishes the rally. I forgot, but like you get what I'm saying, right? So that was a lot to take in, I know. So I would have. So let me try and like simplify it. So one here, no, not here. Here, just play something with angle. Like just use your wrist. You don't really need to like smack it as hard as you did. When you do that and you don't use like your shoulder, or sorry, when you don't use your like forearm, you know, you're just brute forcing it. You're not really getting any angle. And then here, even though it's an obvious shot, play the straight. You know, it's never wrong to play a straight shot, like really. So play the straight, continue to build the pressure because it's a fast shot. It's a simple shot for you. It's quite a long distance for him as well. So, right? So, oof. Well done by him. I think here it's just a footwork thing, right? I think it's a footwork thing, and also like your drop here might have needed a little bit more speed. Yeah, because it kind of looks like you play the shot and you're like, okay, what is he gonna do next? And you just kind of like wait, right? So yeah, I think it's a footwork thing. And this is just like a thing in general. Um, when you're playing for like tournaments, usually you want to play what I've been told are like your sure shots, right? So like you want to like take a realistic like inventory of your skills, your stamina, your like agility, whatever, and be like, okay, I can play like these shots with confidence, and I can't play these shots. And usually singles is a game of consistency, right? So I'm saying this because I noticed like this is the second time you tried to play like a slice cross shot and you've missed, right? And like when it's like games that are close or games that you like want to actually like try hard at, like you don't want to give away easy points like that. So like at this at any level, honestly, if you can't like play a certain shot, or if you're not confident in your line placement or whatever, then just don't play that shot. Just stick to like straight shots, stick to your basic game, be a bit more patient and wait for an opportunity to open up where you can then like you know do something with it, rather than like take a risk on trying to, I guess, attempt like a winner or try to rush the rally and end up losing the point like this. Good, good. So like this is a good example of like you taking your time, not like freaking out, and see like you continue to just play the straight shots, and like it you know you get the rally anyway. So like look at rallies like this and like kind of be like, okay, like, my straight shots are enough. Good. All right, so um, you need a bit more follow up in this like shot, right? Like you kind of like smash and you play it quite a good smash, right? But then you kind of just like walk. You kind of just like where did your pace go? Like your opponent's under pressure. You add the pressure. Like he plays this super high shot, like which if you had ran up to, you probably could have taken it like a little bit higher. But you kind of just like walk and you're like, okay, let me just like tap it. Like this shot is like there's no deception and there's no pace. So like the shot's quite easily read, so he doesn't have to worry about where it's going. And then there's no pace, so he has like lots of time to like recover and get to it. Like ideally, or I guess what I would have done is I would have smashed, and I would have continued adding pace. So I would have expected the short return, and then I'm like, okay, this one is quite high, and I would have ran up to it, and probably I would have just backhand drove it down, right? Continue to add the pressure. Don't let him like get up and stabilize his base position. Yeah, that's what I would have done. So, but see, like, so what happens here, right? Instead of like, because you like kind of let him back in the rally, you've lost your advantage. Like with this lift, you basically neutralized it, right? And now like he's chill, he's able to attack, right? So this is a good shot here. I think this is I think this is a good shot, but I think here you quite like you very what's the word? You over anticipated the short shot when like it seemed at least very obvious to me he was gonna play a power shot based on how fast he was swinging this. Like look, like like maybe at like a higher level he can like show a fast swing and then stop it last moment, but at this like level, I doubt like people are doing like swing speed changes like last moment like that. So like I think that was like a very easy thing to have read. So that makes you like a little bit late to this shot. you know, like makes you like bend over like backwards literally and try to play the drop, which is quite hard even at a pro level. So I don't blame that you missed that shot. I would have rather instead, like, again, if you're off balance like this, just play like, you know, the basic shots. Play a high clear and then try again, right? Or play like a deeper drop. But good by hand. Good. This is better like footwork. Good, good. So again, probably nerves, right? Right. You'll get there. Yeah, definitely take nerves. Unlucky. I think like if you're gonna play like a safe straight, you might as well just aim for the hip, because like I think that's my only critique, right? Which I don't really blame you for, because like right, but like if you look at where the shot actually comes, like it comes like directly, basically where his like racket would naturally be. So like you're making it a lot easier for him to like do like a drive defense like this. Like if you wanna not risk the lines, which I get, right? Then like aim directly at the body instead, which he has done to you a couple of times to like I would say pretty good effect as well. So yeah, I would say either play like straight to the body, and also like in this like panic defense, don't wait for the shuttle to wait. Don't wait for the shuttle. Don't wait for the shuttle to come down. Like instead, what you should have done is you should have jumped up and tried to like catch it, like here, honestly. And like even if you play like a drop, like it's not gonna be something he can kill, assuming you play it with pace. Or you can jump up and try to like just like 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 last ditch effort clear it, which also works, right? Because like in this like situation, just getting the ball back in any way, shape, or form is your priority. Also, like you need more variety. Like when he I've noticed like as his set has progressed, he's played higher and higher clears, or sorry, serves. And when you're presented with a high serve like this, it kind of looks like you're just like, okay, bro, I'm just gonna like clear it. Like every high serve so far has been a high clear back. If you want it clear, typically you'll want to punch clear, especially when it comes to like returns of serve for the high serve. And you want to vary which corner you clear it to, right? And then also you can also drop as well. You can drop, you know, like quite deep, like fast drops to both sides as well. You can do half smashes to the body or either side. You need more variety when it comes to like receiving like like proper high serves or forearm serves. Sorry. Good. So a few things. One, why are you walking back to this shot? I think for like a lot of the high lifts you've gotten, I don't know if I'm just noticing this now, but like you look way too relaxed for this. Like if you had taken the steps back, you probably could have gotten into a better position, right? And you could have like either jumped, um, or you could have like had a better like position for like a smash, even if you didn't get off the ground. But like also just getting there and better in time will also just like lessen the amount of time the opponent has to like think and react. So again here, I think here is like very common thing. So if you play a cross, you need to cover the straight, right? So like you play this like cross clear, and it looks like it's like a little short. It could have used a little more, bit more distance, but the more important thing I think is like if you play the cross, like you're returning to the middle shouldn't be like it shouldn't be like a line like this if you follow. It should be more like this because you need to like immediately cover the straight because anytime that you play across, you're opening up the court right. Um, there's a lot of focus on your technical quality of the shot because if it's short, it can get punished by a straight shot, which is fast, which kind of happens here. And again, like again with this footwork, like in this case, makes absolutely no sense um, because this shot is a cross shot, which you have extra time to get to, and then the lift here is not necessarily like the shot that requires the least amount of time. It's the smash. So like again, sideways. That was a better pace clear. Um, you also need to like run a bit more. Like you kind of like play drops, and you're just like you just kind of wait. It kind of makes you slightly late to net shots. So like again, I've said like I think 2 or 3 times now like you need to like base your footwork, your positioning, and your mentality around like what shot will be the shot that I have the least amount of time to react to. And in every case, it's always a straight shot, right? So like in this case, the shot that you have the least amount of time to react to is a straight drop. So if you know that, well, assuming like so, why I'm saying that your positioning here is wrong. This like if you knew that like you should prepare for the straight drop, you wouldn't, or the straight net shot. Sorry, you wouldn't like be this far back. You would have played the drop, and you probably would have taken a step forward here because you never know, they might lift it back, right? But you should still be mentally and physically prepared for the shot that is the fastest, right? And then the second piece of critique I have here is that like your action is quite big and obvious, and I think it's because you're like using your arm quite a bit. Yeah, you're kind of like using your entire arm, and also like it looks like you are using a little bit of like your wrist, and not necessarily like your fingers and thumb and forearm pronation, which you should get rid of because like that might damage your wrist in the end. But yeah, it's very obvious from like this position that you're gonna play a lift, and like he's also like very like positioned to like receive it straight. So focus on like your lifts, make them crisper, make the action smaller, like use proper technique, that kind of thing. Okay, so here, yeah, no, I think it's okay. I would have I would have said like I think this is correct. I think you could have been a bit more explosive and again worked on the angle. Um, but I think that's just practice. I don't ding you too much for that. Again with a straight, bro. Oh my god. Alright, so again, like for some reason, your footwork, right? Like look, your footwork, you're like literally sideways, and it doesn't. I don't know why you're doing that. I think it's like because I think it's because in your mind you're thinking, okay, it's a straight shot. I want to receive it like this. This is more comfortable for me. But like this doesn't actually work in like reality, and like when you watch this video and you watch my commentary, like hopefully you'll also realize like this footwork does not work. So, like you need to like really take it sideways, right? Because like look how low you take it, look how off balance you take it. The guy, this cross lift is not the best choice. Like you have been able to finesse quite a few rallies because of his incorrect shot selection. But against like better opponents, they're just gonna play like a straight shot, and again, your footwork is not ready for that. Like you're in the wrong, you know, you're like way too far back. You're in the incorrect stance. So like better players or like just players that don't play cross shots as much, they're just gonna punish you by playing like all these straight shots. But good, you did the right thing here. Actually, he just got them back. And also, I just noticed another thing. You don't smash your serves or his serves from this side. You only do or you only do smashes from this side. So again, another thing of like shot variety. You need to like be able to at least have the threat of playing any shot from both sides. And then, so again, like for some reason, like you split step like here, like this way, like cross, which again doesn't make any sense. You need to cover the straight. You need to cover the shot that requires the least amount of time. So like you literally like you see it, right? Like you split step away from the shot, and luckily you land in time. So like you split step away and then you push back into it. So like you're wasting time, you're wasting energy, you're like taking it at a lower position, you're more off balance, that kind of thing, right? So also like your dad / coach, like those kind of comments don't help during a game. Bro, how did he miss that? Like what? Okay, so let's see. This is just a footwork thing. Yeah, it is a footwork thing, but it's also like your stance again is incorrect. Take it more sideways. You're again like you're for some reason your axis is like on this diagonal line. But yeah, this is a footwork thing. Like practicing covering the crosses, practicing your split step, right? I don't blame you. All right, let's look at the second game. Like same opponent. Nice. So you try to do something fancy here, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like you like try to do like a hold and flick, which again at this level, and if you don't have the technical like capability to do it, like it's not worth the risk to reward. Just like either like drive it forward, kill it if you reached it early enough, or just play like a simple net shot, right? Because like he was already gonna rush anyways. Like he was already gonna be late to the shot. Like the deception wasn't worth it. Like you probably were gonna get a short lift from this, which you could have smashed. So you probably were gonna win this rally anyways. So like again, really wasn't really worth the effort. So, but what is going on with the camera? Good block. So the hell. Again, like with the feet, I'm gonna try not to mention the feet because like I've said it many times. But good block. I don't know what the hell happened here. I think, yeah, maybe just timing factor. You set it up right. You did the right thing. Good serve by him. Yeah, well played by him. A few things here. You should smash it down. Like, you know, basically anything that's loose like this in mid court, you hit hard down, right? It doesn't even have to be a full power down. It can be a half. It can just be something that you're like confident will go over the net and has good angles. Because like it doesn't have to be full power, because the fact that it's loose and it's mid court will make any shot that's coming down with any amount of pace be a lot more difficult to return than back here. And right, like this is U17, right? Like you guys are quite young. You guys, haven't been playing your whole lives, or you might have been, but again, your lives are relatively short. So like you don't have to like go pro. Like you can just like hit it down, right? But like playing a clear here makes no sense for a few reasons. Like one, you have a difficult time keeping it in because you're so far into court, and two, you're letting the opponent back into the rally. You're giving away that pressure you just had, that opportunity, that potential, whatever you want to call it. Right? Like he attacks here. But so let's see what happens here. So again, like your feet, like you lift, right? And your feet are literally sideways, which doesn't make any sense. Like the only time your feet should be sideways like this in singles is if you've played like a tight spinning net, and their only options are to play it in front of you or play it behind you, right? In a situation like this where you lift and there's a potential for them to smash, you need to be ready for that smash. And like it's really hard for you to move sideways in either direction when your feet are front and back like this. Like right, like that was not even a good smash. Like this is a horrible smash, right? And because of your feet, like you're struggling to get it. I just okay. Better, better, better. Also, like here, like this is critique on you because like you're like super committed to the straight. So like sometimes you have the correct stance and you're super committed to the straight for some reason, and like you literally leave an entire half of the court open. Like if you had to play anything cross here, you would have been in so much trouble. You're too far forward to like reliably get a good quality cross clear. I feel like your feet are too firmly on the ground to get like a good quality cross drop, and I feel like you're too far away from this line to like, unless you dive, to get the cross clear or the cross smash. So like yes, like in this situation or in any situation, it's important to cover the straight, but like you can't be this far forward and you can't be this far biased. That was good serve return for him. Again, what the advice I had in the first set of trying to cut it off early, I would have basically told you to do the same here. Maybe you don't have much practice with the late forehand situation, and maybe that's why you're just hopeful it'd rather be out. But I would rather, like try and take it high and emergency clear it or something. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, one. So against a better opponent, that isn't gonna fly. a better opponent would have smashed this down. Like you're like doing like drive ish blocks, which is like working because this guy doesn't know what he's doing, or he doesn't know how to like punish that. But like typically you want to do like soft blocks, right? To like around here to prevent them from playing spinning nets, right? Or you'll want to like if you want to drive like this, it needs to be like with intent. You can't like halfway drive. You need to like drive it with pace, with angle, like ideally towards them to like like slow down or what's the word? Reduce the amount of time they have to play a decent shot and reaction, or like drive it to either corner. But you win this, so this is good. So like you get to this one because like your footwork favors the situation, frankly, and maybe because you know saw the server turn a few rallies ago, you're a bit more accustomed to it. It's just unfortunate that like it didn't go over. Bro, so bad. Oh my god, not you. He should have played a straight here. Yeah, but you did a good job of punishing it. Yeah, there you go. That works. That works. So the reason why you lose this is because like he realizes, or maybe he doesn't realize, but either way, you're very committed to the straight, like to the forehand, and he plays like a quality drive to like around your shoulder, this left shoulder, which is like hard to get to, and then he sees you're off balance, and he just plays another. Good, good. Good drive by him. Yeah, so this is why like again footwork is like super important, right? Because like again like not ready physically for this shot, and because this is a flatter lift where you have less time to correct and get around it, it's a lot harder to get to, right? So that caused the error. Lucky. I think your body language here is not threatening enough. And what I mean by that is like it's like very casual that like you walk behind it, you don't jump, like you know, you don't show the threat of a smash. Like even if you're gonna continue to play clears, like you should at least show that you can play a smash because it's gonna make them second guess, right? Because if you keep doing this against the same opponent, they're gonna just like be like, okay, like this guy's not gonna smash from this side or in this situation. I can just I can just adjust my footwork. I can adjust my base position, and that's gonna let them get to the next clear like slightly faster, which might let them play a better smash, or whatever, right? There you go. Like what I say, like plays a smash. Not a good one, but like it does get. And again, like you don't you don't need to drive it back. Like it looks like you're in a good position to receive that. You should have just played the soft shot and made him run all the way up. Again, camera angle. I can't tell it's out. This man is like 8 feet tall. Okay, thank you. So like this is out, right? But not by much. And again, the footwork, you're not covering the cross at all. That's out by a lot, but like again, like if it was in, it would have been his point, bro. Jesus. All right, so let me like rewind back because like even though you get out of this situation, like this is the reason why you don't drive. Because like look, you've driven it up, and not like up barely over net, up by a lot, and you've driven it with enough pace to where he doesn't have to take any energy to move forward, but you wouldn't, but not with enough pace that you're rushing him and you're challenging his shot making qualities. So you basically you've given him easy ball, right? So this is the correct thing. He smashes down, right? He should have brought his racket back up, and he should have smashed back down the second one. But again, you get out of it, right? So again, that's why you don't drive it. Like you're driving it. Like if that was in, or if that was against a better player, again, you're giving it to them, and like if I were in that situation and I smashed and I got that again, I would have just backhand drove it down. I would have just killed it. So here you don't need to do this. Like you, yes, you get the point, but like the sure shot and all the way up to the pro level is to just hit it hard down, right? Not even like smack it. You can just like just drive it, right? Like this is the deception shot, right? But this has a higher chance of them getting it back. So typically you want to just hit it hard, right? Yeah, you got lucky there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Whoa, what? So like again, I'm not trying to discredit your like achievement, but like you don't need to like come back to the middle. Like you win the point, yes, but it was honestly by luck. Like if you play a straight shot like this, again, prepare for the shot that has the least amount of time. Don't like walk to the middle. Adjust your base position to like walk this way, because like you place like a straight shot, and like look how far you're gonna have to run, right? And like you only really get to it because like it's loose. Like if he had played a straight that was actually straight, like you would have probably taken it really low, and if he had lifted, it would have been short, and he would have smashed it down, right? His mistake here is he backed up, right? Yeah, very loose. So here, like you are in a good position, but again, you're way too forward. And yeah, he's taking good advantage of the fact that he realized that you can't defend body shots well. So in a situation like this, I would rather lift it back instead of trying to play something soft. That's the only thing I would tell you. Bro, you need to stop playing crosses your opponent. Yeah. But yeah, technical error from you. You did the right thing though. Alright, so you guys are like this rally basically devolved into like a box. You guys aren't playing any tight shots. You guys are basically playing only flat lifts. Like look where it's coming, right? It's not coming back to the second line. Like in singles, like make the court bigger, right? If you want to play with power, like for example, like this punch clear he reaches, like it should be higher, you know. And again, like you love this drive defense, but like it just doesn't work, especially with this quality. Because like look where it's coming, and he's running up and he's punishing the shots, right? It's like what like he's taking the shuttle here, like he can do so many things, right? He can play the cross, which was good this time. He can play the straight, which is quite a far distance from you. He can play flat lifts. Yeah. Uh, Again, like play simpler shots. I think here you were trying to play something a bit deceptive. Like it's not a bad shot, but I think you could have played something with power. Because again, like it's usually good advice to like when you have loose shots like that in your position to hit them hard, right? Yeah, I definitely would have hit that hard. And if you notice that like you struggle with playing net shots from a certain situation, like for this example, like you struggle with playing straight nets off of crosses, just lift, bro. It's okay to lift. Again, and you, I think what's going on here is like when you get into these battles with this guy, it's like you feel like you have to win it, right? I feel like it's a mental thing. You don't have to, bro. Like what I mean by that is like again here, actually no here I would have played that shot. It's a good shot. Here, like if you don't think you can win or you feel like you're having to play like impossibly tight shots, like look where he's positioned. You could have just driven it over here, like a little bit over his head, and like caused him a lot of movement pressure. Like you know, like don't be so focused about this mini battle and then end up losing the rally, right? If you like or like oh crap, like his drive game is way better than mine, like just play it enough to where you can get in position to play a better shot, and then just lift it high and get out of that position. Like you don't have to like you know you can choose, you can like pick and choose which battles and like which ways you want to play, right? Like if you like for me, like I'm like naturally like a bigger guy. I'm a bit more explosive. I have a lot more doubles experience now, so like I like to play like the flatter games, especially in singles. So like I'll play those games, but like if you're not, or if you're not as confident, or if you're like, if I play against a doubles player that's better than me in singles and he has a better drive game than me, I'm not gonna play that game. I'm just gonna like lift to the corners. I'm gonna make the court bigger. I'm gonna play to like the tight nets, the deep the deep corners. Like pick and choose your battles. Bro, could have ended this rally like 5 shots ago. Bro, he let you in this rally so much. So, okay, we're gonna talk about what could have gone wrong. So again, you play, a pretty decent drop shot, but again, you're just waiting, right? You're way too far back, and when they play a straight, and like when your opponents get better and they play tighter straights, like you're pretty fast, but like your speed alone is not gonna let you get out of situations like this. His second error here was that like he didn't like move up. Like if he was here and he was ready for the shot, easy net kill, right? Instead, he does play a flat lift, and you play a good neutralization shot. He plays across for whatever reason. you know, you get him off of a technical error. And that's the thing, like you are faster, but like you're exhausted. You've been showing signs of exhaustion since a few minutes ago. He's also tired, but he's only just now showing exhaustion. So like, you can keep up, but like, do you really have to if you can play smarter, right? Better. It was so lucky he got his shot back, but like again, this second shot you needed like more explosivity too. Like you like literally walk over to it, then you're like, oh okay, I should kill this, right? Like don't do that. Like for lack of better words, like like smash, boom, he got it back. Okay, no worries. Split step, like you're like literally walking like split step and like explode into the next shot. Like like these are the chances you get to like kill. Like really take them. Oh, he's done that shot so many times. So like here, like you're in a good position, right? Don't play the soft. Like you're taking it really high, and you started the drive battle, right? You played the first flat shot, so like bring that racket back up, and like look where it is. Like it's this high. It's a relatively safe and easy downward shot to play. Like, yeah, don't. I know you're both tired. So at this, I understand the mentality here. I've been here before. So you're tired. You're wanting to play shots that you think might be outright winners, but like most of the time, that's not the case, and you just lose the point. Again, two things. One, you play a slightly cross clear with pace, which is usually good, but the problem is if you play a fast shot, you need to expect an even faster return, right? But like you play the shot with pace, but you're not moving with pace. You're like still walking slowly. He's hit it at this in this frame, right? He's hit it, and you're still walking. You haven't split step. You're not even to the center yet, and he plays a straight, right? So like the chances of you getting that even at like a pro level are just like not it's not happening. So keep that in mind. So here, when you're in danger like this, you need to play higher lifts, right? Because when you play flatter shots like this, especially if they can reach it, like you're just giving yourself less time to prep. So GG. So a few things. You definitely could have won this. Um, you're like faster than him, which is like the biggest thing, right? You just need to work on like first of all your footwork positioning, both in terms of like your actual position on the court, like where you are, and in relation to like the shot you just played, how early or late the opponent is getting to it, their body language, anticipation, that kind of thing, and also in terms of like where your feet are, like should they be sideways, should they be diagonal pointing into a corner, like directional, should they be front and back because you played a tight net, that kind of thing. The next thing is you need to understand the concept of like straights and crosses. And what I mean by that is like if you play this shot, what is the most likely response? And if I play this shot, what is the most dangerous shot that they can play, and how can I position myself accordingly, right? Or if they play a cross, like what is an effective response? Should I play the cross back? Should I play a straight? That kind of thing. Um, Basically, a short like answer to all of that is like always prepare for the straight fast shot, right? Two, straight shots are faster. They're technically easier. They're safer because you're not opening up the court, so you have to cover less ground, right? Um, Cross shots are technically more difficult they have a higher margin of error because they have to be of better quality, better pace, better placement, that kind of thing. And also because you're opening up the court, you have to like defend whatever side of the court you just opened. So like if you play a cross, you need to follow up on that cross. Like you can't be lazy. You lost a couple points like that. If you play a cross clear, you have to cover the straight side of the court, and you lost several points because of that. Like that kind of thing. The next thing I think I really saw was like you play drops and you're just like, okay, now what, bro? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you play drops and you only come back to like this like first third of the court. Like, if you play a drop, you need to assume that they're gonna play a straight shot. Just a matter of fact, right? And like the times he did play a straight shot, even though they were loose, like you saw how much you had to like stretch and run, and you got to it because like you're fast. But like at better levels with better players, they're gonna like they're gonna take that shot higher. They're gonna play the straight shots like tighter, and your speed just not your speed alone, I would say, is not gonna let you get out of those situations. So, yeah, I know this is a lot. This is literally an hour, so you know, take this like slowly. Let me know if you have any questions. Yeah, I know you've gotten some feedback from the Discord server already, but let me know your thoughts about the video, and if you have any questions about like how can I address this or how can I address that or just anything in general, like just let me know, man. And for everyone else, like and subscribe. Peace.